Welcome to the Muntastic podcast, making the mundane just a little more fantastic. I'm Puella.
And I'm Wervin, and today we're talking about The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Dun dun dun! This is one you introduced to me.
This is one I introduced to you. So, The Man Who Knew Too Little is a Bill Murray movie starring Bill Murray as Bill Murray, as is his oeuvre. And in this movie, he is an American tourist in England who accidentally finds himself as a spy.
Yes.
And never knows a thing about it.
Yep.
So, basically, he shows up out of the blue to surprise his brother for his birthday.
Right.
His brother has a giant business meeting scheduled for that day.
Right.
And tries to find something for his brother to do out on the town, and picks up an advertisement for the Theater of Life, which is an improv group.
Right.
That incorporates the audience, or, whoever is paid to have people act around them.
Right. Yeah, you basically pick up a phone in a phone booth and they bring you into a room.
Someone's having a domestic quarrel.
And you come in and you're the hero, at least in this particular scenario.
Right. Except that they get their wires crossed, and he gets contacted by a spy organization that's trying to blow up a diplomatic summit that night.
And he accidentally picks up the phone for the spy thing, and he thinks that is actually the improv group. Meanwhile, the spy gets in right after he leaves the phone booth. He picks up the phone, and it's the improv group.
Right.
So
hilarity
ensues.
Yes, hilarity ensues. It's pretty great. I mean, I don't know if it's, special in any particular way, but it is a fun movie.
It's a very fun movie.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't think I liked it as much as I would have, just because these kinds of movies give me so much anxiety. Because the whole time, he thinks he's acting. Meanwhile, all this real stuff is happening around him, and somehow he's able to go on, I have to say, I did like the Mini Cooper chase with the police, and then somehow he convinces them that he's cool and he's a really hardcore agent, and he makes friends with them, and they eat sandwiches while they're waiting for something. I don't know, that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But just the whole conceit was very nail-biting, and I'm just like, no one's talking to each other. This is so stressful. Yeah. I don't know why that bothers me so much, other than autism, but other than that, I have no idea. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's funny. Alfred Molina plays this guy that's on the hunt for him. What did you call him?
The Butcher.
The Butcher. And he's hilarious. There's so many great parts. He's captured in a hotel. Somehow he gets this girl, and they're speaking in it's this whole thing about where she's
aren't we all acting in the Theater of Life?
In the yes, because she's talking about love and dropping her emotional mask, and he's talking about the theater, and there's a lot of that, and for some reason it drove me crazy, but it was really funny, seeing him dance around with this Matryoshka doll, or not, I don't know, it's a nesting doll.
Yeah, the bomb is in one of the dolls.
Spoilers. But
that's not spoilers. You know that at the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the red herring. The red scare. It's
a Russian thing.
It's the red joke. But yeah, this movie, Bill Murray is just great as Bill Murray. And this is kind of his weird phase of 80s, 90s movies.
Yeah. That's one of the interesting things. I introduced this to you because I had fond memories of watching it as a kid. It was, a fun Bill Murray movie. And, why not? I remembered this movie being older than it was.
Yeah, you did.
I thought I'd watched this back in the early 90s. It didn't come out until 97.
Yeah, we looked it up later. You're like, this came out in the 80s. And I was like, I don't know. Everywhere I'm looking says it came out in the 90s. And you were like, what?
Yeah. So
it's got that vibe to it, though.
Yeah.
If you look at the costumes, you can tell it's not from the 80s, but that's okay. Because we saw Lost in Translation, he kind of exploded after all of that, and I almost said Joss Whedon. It's not Joss Whedon. And what are all the other movies he's in, the Life Aquatic? I'm completely blanking on that director.
Wes Anderson.
Thank you.
Yes.
I did not mean Joss Whedon, and I knew it. But yeah, Wes Anderson. This was before that. He's very funny. And very stupid. And I also love his poor put-upon brother who gets wrapped up in the whole thing, too. It's just... it's very silly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's I thought it was okay. Did it measure up to the first time you saw it, then?
Yeah, it did. It was basically what I remembered it being.
And enjoyable.
And very enjoyable. Like I said, it's not one of those movies that you have to see. But it is very funny.
That's true. There are a lot of great 80s sort of obscure classics that you and your brother watched that we've watched that we might need to talk about later.
So discussing Bill Murray movies, everyone must see Groundhog's Day.
Yes!
Not everyone must see The Man Who Knew Too Little.
No. I agree with that. Yeah, the Groundhog Day is surprisingly sweet and touching, and like it kind of surprises
We'll talk about that at a future
We should
date,
do that at another date.
Any closing thoughts?
If you love this kind of a thing, where like it's a comedy of errors, you will love it. If you're like me, maybe watch it with somebody else, and you guys can both kind of cringe laugh at it.
Yep. Well, until next time, this is Wervin and Puella, signing off.
This tape will now self-destruct.